Hi, I am Kimbo. I have a craft website called agirlinaGluegun.com, and this is my YouTube channel. If you have been following me for a while, you know that I love making bracelets. They're just like the perfect little craft. I actually just realized that I didn't ever share my beaded cherry tutorial. I did a daisy tutorial, and the daisy ones are just so cute. And then I learned how to do the cherry ones, and the cherry ones are just, I don't know what it is about cherries. I don't like the taste of cherry. I don't like cherry flavoring, but put cherry pattern on a shirt or a cup and I will buy it. They're so cute. So today I'm going to walk you through the easy tutorial on how to make a cherry beaded bracelet, and you're going to be obsessed. Let's talk about the things that you need. I'm going to start with the things you have to have and then end up with the things that just make beading a little bit easier. The first thing that you need are beads. We're using size 8. Maybe I'll do it on the big one. 8. You can also use size 6. I'm going to do one with size 6 and then you can see the difference. So there's 6, there's 8. You can see this, the 6s are a little bit bigger. So it just depends on how dainty you want your bracelet versus how big you want your bracelet. So if you have maybe little kids that want to do it, maybe get the 6. You also need this elastic. It is 0.5. You want to go for a little bit smaller because you are going to feed it back through the beads. So you don't want it too thick or it's not going to be able to go through the beads. You also need scissors to cut the elastic. And then E6000 is going to, like after you're done, you're going to tie the knot, you're going to seal it with E6000. So you just need a really good adhesive to make sure that the bracelet stays together as a bracelet and doesn't come undone. You can also use crimp beads, but I prefer this. Other things that I think are really helpful is tape. I'll show you how I use that. I just tape the ends, but like I said, totally optional. I love this thing I just recently found at a Hobby Lobby. It came in a set of 2 and they were pretty cheap. So the other one's a little bit bigger. This one's the smaller one. When you're done, you like throw your beads in there, you pick up the beads, and then you can pull this out and open this up and you just can dump it right back inside. So I just thought this was really fun. Before that, I've got 2 beads hanging out down here. Before that, I usually just put them on a paper plate. So you don't have to buy that. I think the Dollar Tree has like some kind of a beading thing. I don't know how much they are anymore because everything's not $1 anymore, RIP. But yeah, paper plate works just great. You want something that just is going to contain the beads so you don't accidentally knock them everywhere. The other thing that I highly recommend, but also totally optional, is a big eye beading needle. I got this at Hobby Lobby. There was a pack of 4 for $2.99. So they're less than $1 a piece. Also, if you catch them on a 40% off sale, then they're going to be, like less than 50 cents a piece, which is awesome. But there are needles that you're going to run your elastic through. This is the big eye. It means it is so hard to see on this camera. I'm hoping that's focused. It is open completely in the middle. Can you see that there is an opening right there? You're gonna run your elastic through there. So it's really easy to thread. You're not trying to get it in this tiny hole. And that's just gonna make it really easy. Also optional, you can do it without it, but if you're going to be doing like the daisy tutorial, that's also on my YouTube, or if you're making a lot of these cherry bracelets, it's definitely just gonna make your life easier. Okay, so let's get started. I need spacer beads, I've got cherry beads, and I have leaf beads. So I'm gonna do white as my spacer beads, cherry, leaf. And I'm going to cut my elastic. You want to cut it a little bit larger than what you think because you A, have to have room to tie it off, and B, you're going to be using a little more elastic. Like normally if you're beading a bracelet, you just need it to go around. But as you're beading, you're going to go back on itself, which means you're going to be using a little bit more elastic than you think. So I usually cut about 18 inches because I don't want to run out. Nothing's more frustrating. Well, there's two things that really frustrate me with beading. A, dropping your bracelet and your beads going everywhere. And B, doing something awesome and then running short and your bracelet's too short because you don't have enough elastic. So I have about 18 inches. I think that's generous, but I'll just trim off the edge. Now this is where I'm gonna take my piece of tape. Like I said, this part's totally optional. And I'm going to tape the end. I'm not going all the way to the end. I'm leaving a little bit. I wanna have room enough to tie off the ends. And this just keeps it so even if I drop it, the beads aren't going anywhere. They're protected on there. You could also tape it to your workspace. If you've got like little kids maybe, just kind of keep it in one spot. So it just depends. We actually did bracelets for a big camp, a girls camp for our church. And this is just, I had all of them pre-cut and I had them taped because I'm like, I didn't want to have 1,000. We were outside camping. So I'm like, there's no picking up the beads and trying to salvage beads as they had fallen off. So this is just a little bit of a lifesaver. And this is magic. I'm trying to remember that it's a Scotch tape, but it's super easy. You pit, like, I'll show you at the end, but it comes off super easy. So you're not trying to like, you know, get off any gooey tape. So, okay, so this is my thread. I'm going to dump in the beads that I need. So I'm gonna need a lot of spacer beads. And then a few cherries and a few leaves. It's 2 cherries to 1 leaf, so you don't need, you know, too many. And then I'm going to run my elastic through the center of this big eye needle. The big eye needle is pointy on both ends, so it really doesn't matter. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. Now I'm going to start with my spacer beads, and you can decide however many you want. I did a cherry bracelet here, which is 4 spacer beads. I think I'm gonna go a little bit bigger. I think I'm gonna do maybe 6 spacer beads. I'm just picking it up. Before I'm sliding it down, I put them all on my needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm gonna slide them down. Now here's the cherry part. I'm gonna show you this way and then I'm gonna zoom in and get a little bit closer. We are picking up 1 green leaf first and then 2 cherries. Slide it down. Green leaf first, 2 cherries. So this is gonna be my pattern. Now I'm going to take my needle, I'm gonna go back around, and I'm going to pick up just this green leaf. And I'm gonna run my needle through this green leaf. Woo. I was trying to keep it in my hand so you could see it better, but picking up just the green leaf, going in the direction of the end. You don't want to pick up any other beads. So I'm on just the green leaf, pulling it through. And as you pull it through, it's gonna make those 2 cherries pop down. So now we have our leaf and our 2 cherries, and then I'm just gonna slide it. You can kind of wiggle it because you want it snug against the spacers. Okay, there you go. We've got our first cherry. We're zoomed in. I'm gonna pick up 6 spacer beads. And you can do whatever you want for these spacer beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Any color, you could do patterns. got my 6, I'm sliding it down. I'm going to pick up 1 green leaf, 2 red cherries, sliding it down. Now I'm going to take my needle, run it through just the green leaf, it's really not that hard, but I keep checking to make sure my camera is in view. It keeps wanting to focus on other things. And okay, running through just that green leaf. We're gonna pull it. I like to pull it kind of slow so it doesn't get tangled. And then we've got our next cherry. Now you can see how far that is from my spacer. So I'm just gonna kind of wiggle it over, like loosen. Like you don't want to pull it too tight. Just kind of pull it over as you're loosening it. All right. And that is how simple it is. You're just going back through the green leaf. And then repeat. So once you have it where you think it's long enough, you just double check, and you can see that I don't like my bracelets to be too tight. I'm touching ends to ends, and I've still got wiggle. I just don't want the indentation. It is elastic, so it does have some stretch to it, which means it's easy to get on your hand and off your hand, but I don't want it super tight on my wrist. That's just a personal preference. So you can just eyeball it however you want. So I'm ready to tie the ends together. I'm going to take off my tape. Now I'm gonna show you, this is, I told you I thought it was magic, Scotch Magic tape. This is the tape that I use when I make my graduation lays, and everyone's always like, oh my gosh, that's gonna be such a nightmare to get the tape off all the money. But it comes off so easy, and I don't know why, if that's what the magic is like, it's sticky, but it's not super sticky that you can't get anything off. So I am just going to rip it, and I'm gonna show you because it's so cool how it just like comes apart. So I'm just gonna tear it right where the elastic is. And it just kind of rips off. And so it doesn't leave any sticky. It's pretty easy to remove. I just love it. Okay, we have it. And now we're going to tie a square knot. So a square knot is, so if I'm tying a knot, I'm gonna tie a regular knot. This is my long side. That one's the one that's gonna go over. And then my next one, I'm going to switch sides, and the shorter sides is what's gonna go over. If you need help with this, I recommend Googling a square knot. The square knot, the elastic is round, so if you don't do a square knot, it really just wants to come undone. So we've got a square knot in there. I would show you, but I don't think you're gonna be able to tell. There's a little knot right there. Now, you can add a crimp bead. There are these little tiny beads. You slide them on the elastic, you use some pliers, and you clamp it down, and that's what holds it in place. My complaint with the crimp beads is I feel like sometimes it digs into the elastic and breaks the elastic. So I try not to use crimp beads. You can use crimp beads if you want, just depends. Instead, I use E6000, and I usually wait until I have all my bracelets done, because a little E6, like it always comes out of the bottle fast. This one hasn't even been opened. Okay, I had to go get my other one. I like buying these little sizes because I feel like I never it dries out before you use the big size. But that's what I have. I'm gonna try to unglue the lid. I also found these that have a precision tip, which might be really great for getting in the bracelet. I just am gonna use a toothpick. So just use my teeth to open that. Nobody tell my dentist. I'm gonna put a daub. And like I said, I just usually wait until all my bracelets are done and then I add glue on all of them. So I'm just gonna take my knot. I'm gonna take my E6000 and put a little bit. I'm just going to like try to put it on that knot, both sides, and cover it really good because I do not want my bracelet to come undone. Pull it tight. And then you're just supposed to let that, I think it's curing 24 hours, but it does dry pretty quick. Just going in, adding in, and just kind of making sure that knot's tight. And then after it's cured is when I clip the extra strings down. I don't want to do it until it's all the way dry, just because I don't want it to come undone. And then if it comes undone, you can't like retie it after you've clipped it. It's just going to be undone. So I let that dry 24 hours. And then I'm going to clip those little elastics. Okay, I just wanted to show you all the different options. We've trimmed off the excess there, so they're ready to go. And I'm just going to show you, you know, our little variations. So this top one and this one are both size 8 seed beads. This is darker cherries. These are lighter cherries. Spacer of 4, spacer of 6. The more spacers you do, the quicker it is to get through. So for this one, I did almost all spacers. I just did 3 cherries right in the middle. These are size 6 beads. So this one took no time at all because the beads are a little bit bigger. That's why I suggest if you've got littler that want to do it, maybe the bigger beads because it won't take quite as long. You can see it's a little bit chunkier. This one I did spacer beads that are 8, but the cherries are a 6. So the cherries are going to be a little bit bigger and they pop a little bit more. And then we did the alternating light pink, dark pink for the pattern. But no matter how you do it, they're going to turn out adorable. I mean, look at how cute these are. Okay, look at how absolutely darling these are. I think they are so cute. And now you can go and make all the beaded cherry bracelets that your heart has ever desired. Let me know if you have any comments down below. And make sure that you're following along on my YouTube channel because I have tons of other bracelet tutorials. I have some really cool friendship bracelet tutorials, even one that shows you how to do a heart in the middle. I have a jellyfish bracelet tutorial that is like perfect for smaller hands. And I have the daisy beaded tutorial. And now I can add the cherry beaded tutorial to my playlist. So follow along, hit that subscribe button, and have a great day.